Hey, my sweet friends, welcome back. I hope you are well. Got a project to share today, and I will admit first that I have quite a lot of Christmas supplies still out on my work tables, but I do not wish to make any more Christmas supplies this year, and so I am going to challenge myself to use those supplies and the tools to create a Valentine project from that. And instead of just a card, I do want to make a pocket folio. And so here's the inspiration. This is a card I have made several years ago, and I have recreated that with a Valentine theme. So I am so happy to get use out of these papers and supplies instead of putting them back in my stash so that they live on another year and then I have to work with them next year. So here is going to be this sweet little pocket folio, and I have included some tip-ins as well, and these are created with the Valentine mouse printable from my shop. And then there is two sides here with a center section, and there are two pockets, each having some inserts as well. So plenty of room in here for your pictures and journaling. And this went together so fast. And so I hope this inspired you to take your holiday theme supplies and get a little bit of extra use out of them. If that sounds good to you, then stick around and we will make it together. So here I have a picture of my original project, and this just came up in my memory feed. I didn't go looking for the post or the link to it, but I did create this a couple years ago, and the inspiration was these sweet little coffee cups, and then I did stamp some sentiments on there and add the foliage along with it. And so that's going to be the inspiration for my project today. We're going to take all of those details and then switch them out to be more appropriate for Valentine. And then rather than just being a card, I'm going to make this a folio because I do want to get through this paper. And so I thought if I had pages and inserts, I could really get through more of it. So let me explain the process that I went through deciding that I could make this for Valentine. This is pretty much the design that I went with for the folio. And here are the papers that I picked. And so this is from Crepe Paper, the Mittens and Mistletoe collection. And although the A side is very holiday themed for Christmas, if you look at the back side of them, I think they work perfectly for Valentine. And so I do have a pretty pink plaid here. Here's a diagonal plaid with blue, and then another pattern that kind of brings both of those together. I'm going to add an additional layer of some wood grain just for emulating that tabletop that was on the front of the card. But I did get through quite a bit of this, and so now I don't have to put this back in my stash and wait for another year to get use out of it. And so here are the dies that I used for this card, specifically these two cups, and then also the whipped cream topper and the coffee drink that would be inside. And so I have cut my pink cardstock for the cups, and then I did use some Victorian velvet distress ink just to give them a little bit of depth. And so I did cut two mugs just like in the original. Instead of the Christmas sentiment on those mugs, I did find a couple of different ones that would work perfectly. I think this is a doodle bug collection, and so I'm picking Your Sweet and Hello Cupcake. And then I did use the same poinsettia dies as in the original, and I did go ahead and cut the pink and the red just like I did for my card. And then last but not least, I used a berry die with some glitter cardstock to add a little bit of extra detail for my flower arrangements. And so this is going to be all the same dies that I used in the original, but we're going to create a Valentine project instead. So I'm going to keep this handy, makes it easier to reference back and forth. If I were a little more tech savvy, I could probably do a screen share, but the tech hubby is not home to help me look like I know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to utilize this picture, and hopefully I will be able to keep the camera focused as I work along. So like I mentioned, am I going to make a card this time? I am going to make a folio, and this is going to have pockets as well as tip-ins. So there's going to be a lot of room here to finish with all of those pattern papers, and then also a printable that I want to incorporate as well. And so there's just two basic parts to this. 3 total pieces. 2 of them are going to be 6 inches high by 10 inches wide and scored at 5. So that's just right in half. And then I do have a second piece here as well, still 6 inches high. This time it's going to be 9 3/4 wide. I have it scored at 2, 2.5, 7.5, and then 7 3/4. So we're going to get the same finished size as the pages. I'm bringing in a little bit of depth here for the spine so that I can incorporate those layers that I want to add. And then these 2-inch sections here on the ends are going to be our pockets. So I do want to adhere this to this section. First, I have to cover the page so that it will be finished behind the pocket. So my first piece, I'm going to flip over and work on the back of it. And then I will add a colorful cardstock. This is going to be 5 7/8 by 4 7/8. And the pattern paper is 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. So we're going to get a layer of the base, the colorful cardstock, and then our pattern paper as well. This is really going to help add all of those layers and create a much more sturdy and chunky book. So let's just go ahead and add this right to the center. And then we'll just do this side as we're working along. And so this is going to be what is the front of this. And I'll just cover it with that same pattern using those same measurements. And I do want to continue working along in this book using my 2-glue combo, especially the parts that are holding these sections together, because they will need a little bit of extra support. So I have this done now. And so now I want to bring in that center section, and this is what we'll use to create our pockets. And so I just want to add my adhesive. I'm going to use my Tombow for this to this and this section, and then along the side, and that will allow me to utilize this as a pocket. So I do want to kind of squish that over so that I can get it right down flat onto the base, and then use this glue sparingly so that it doesn't squeeze out. And you will want to set this in place and hold it so that the glue will have time to set up. So now I'll just bring in the piece that will be for the front and bring those corners together, keeping it straight and even along the side and the bottom. And then, like I said, leave that for just a bit so that your glue will have time to set up. And I do want to repeat that process for the other side. So once again, right at the top and the bottom, and then right along the edge. It will be easier for me to move this because I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna just switch that around, flatten it out again, and then press it into place, bringing those corners together and keeping it flat and even along the side and bottom. And then just go ahead and allow this to have some time for that glue to set up. So I do have all those sections attached now, and I do want to finish the back as well. And I've just picked a complementary pattern from that collection and use the same measurements for the full-size pages. So I'll just kind of plunk that down, get it centered nicely. And then this time I do have my 2 glues, so I can continue to work along. And I want to finish the front of the pockets as well. And so I have my cardstock cut to be 5 7/8 by 1 7/8. And the pattern paper is 5 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I'll do the same process of 2 glues for each one. Okay, so now you can see I have the wider part on the left-hand side and the narrower part here, so that when I fold it up, that's going to accommodate all of those layers. And so now you can see I have this whole center section complete. When we get to the outside portions, I do want to incorporate those tip-ins using the printable. And so I need to adhere those to the back first before we put the pages down. And as I mentioned previously, I am using the Valentine mouse images from my shop. And I just have these printed. I adhered them to cardstock with a little flap left on the back so that I could wrap that around and capture that between the book base and the pattern paper layer. So I'll just add that and then come back in with my secondary glue. I want these pages to have my tip-ins opening toward the outside, so I'll just flip this around and then adhere that. Because my cardstock is lighter, I am able to utilize the back of the tip-in for some journaling. So if I want to add the memories that will go with my pictures, then I could put that there. And so I will repeat that process for the other side. And you will notice that I have added my score line for these on the opposite side so that they will open outward. This little mouse with her little dress on is so sweet. Putting that wrapped around the back and then a little bit more glue. So this is going to be the first set of pages you will open, and they will have tip-ins. And then this will have a pocket. This is the center, another pocket. And then I do want to have the same set of pages with the tip-ins for this last section. Okay, so that's going to be for the last section all covered. And then remember that this will be visible when you open it up. So I do want to add a layer of my pattern paper there as well. And so this is just going to be a continuation of that beautiful pink and red plaid. And then might as well finish the back before we add all of those dimensional layers. Help to open it so that I can press that down and get a really good contact. Before I add the front cover, I do want to add my ribbon. This will be a nice closure. This is beautiful, delicate stitched satin ribbon in pink from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and this will help to secure all of those items inside. And so I'm going to continue with that pink plaid for the cover on the front as well as the back. And so this gets centered, and that will capture that trim between the layers. I want to open this up, get it a little bit more flat to work on. So let's just flip back to the original. I have an inset here that is layered over top with a foam spacer just to develop some dimensions. So I did repeat that for this project as well. I did have to make it a little bit smaller to fit into the confines of the front cover, but it is that same pink cardstock and then wood grain. I didn't have this particular die set out for use, but I did have an extra of my doily here. This is my rectangle doily with the scalloped edge. So I just laid that on here, you see, and then I clipped off the excess. So it does have a very similar look, but was very easy to add. And then I did put the foam spacers here so that I could get my dimension. That will go right in the center, just like on the original. So here are my finished cups, and you can see that I did use that same die, and then I just switched out the sentiment and I added my whipped cream layer that's cut with a glitter cardstock. So it does add a little bit of extra detail. And then I'm just gonna attach these together before I adhere them so that I get the placement exactly where I want. Now, in the original, I did have foam spacers underneath that, but I don't want to have to cut that for such a little bit of handle. So I'm going to put these directly right down on to here. And I do need room for my flowers, so I'm going to go a little bit lower and have them kind of nestled in the center. Here is my flower arrangement. It is the same one as I did in the original, and that is going to go up here. Now, because I have a little bit less space, it will cover some of that whipped cream topping, but I think that is going to be okay. I put loopy twine bow under there, as well as some die cut foliage. And then remember, I mentioned that I had those berries, and so I cut those from glitter cardstock as well. Now, when we get to the bottom, the original has some candy canes that were die cut and layered. For my finished project, I do have those same flowers cut, but I do have some little hearts on stems. And so I want to just kind of attach these on the back so that I get my placement exactly where I want. And so I'll just hold those there and then tap in a little bit of my hot glue. And then squish them down just a little bit. So now I know that all of this will line up exactly where I want. And so the last detail I want to add for this section are a couple of heart charms. I do want to add these before the flowers so that I can hide those cut strings. Just going to clip the excess. And then adhere my flowers down here. So before I add my sequins, I do want to add some additional images here in the form of inserts. And so I have those printed, and then I put those pink cardstock on them as well. And so they will just tuck into those pockets, just like that. And that helps to fill in that space. So let's just go ahead and tie this up now. And I'm referencing my original and thinking that I might want to kind of choose a different location for my sequins just because I'm running out of room up there, but that's fine as long as I have them to incorporate. So let's put them down here at the bottom, and then I'll put one on the coffee cup itself. And of course I want to add those with my Tombow. So that's going to be it for today, and I sure do hope that you like my new version of my Christmas card with the coffee cups made to work for Valentine, using my Valentine supplies and tools and creating a pocket folio with it. If you enjoyed it, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check in the description for links, and as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day and night. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.